Hello, 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 and welcome to Wednesday. Well, hump day, hump day, hump day. So I've got a feeling today is going to be a bit weird. So, as usual, all I do here is open up my Twitter, go into the For You tab, scroll through, and react and see what crazy shit's happening today. Yeah, I have a funny feeling today's going to be a bit weird, but let's have a look. Yesterday it was weird. Yesterday was a good one. Yesterday we had a fair few a fair few instances of some derangement getting around. It was very interesting to say the least. The subs deal, come on, people. The subs deal brought some of the best takes I've seen for a while. I've got a feeling this is continuing over to today. Yeah, let's have a look. I know Paul Keating's a bit of a man of the moment, but let's see what the For You tab has on offer. I will go home. Actually, first, I'll just check my notifications, see if anyone sent anything. Nah, okay, cool. Let's go to start. Gerard Cutney. A lot of nobody climate deniers just appear out of nowhere over the last 48 hours. Of course they do, Gerald. Did someone release a new bunch of bots? Are they revving up for the release of the IPCC synthesis report? No, Jared. No, not really. Not really. Gerald is Canadian. He sells himself as a climate expert. He's not really. He just pushes the same old shit everyone else does. I think he just gets upset when people actually just criticize him. Really, weak people, weak scientists who don't like criticisms or they don't like debate. Really. Anyways, it's Baron from Burley. Here we go, Nick Holt. Wow, straight off the bat. How did you get up there so quick, Nick? Okay, anyways, the coronavirus pandemic will forever alter the world order by Henry Kissinger. Okay. Yeah. I think, coronavirus was a bit weird, but yeah, I don't really want to get into that. Here we go, Chris. Day 365 of girlhood, and he's still a man. Yeah, exactly. Wow. Dylan Mulvaney. Is there anything more cringe than this? Like, man, it's like the most extreme caricature of a woman. It's like the most extreme version. Even 10 years ago, if a man was doing this, going around and acting like this, pretending this is what a woman's like the feminist would have lost it. But now it's fine, Congratulations for him for being able to do that. Having men openly being celebrated for mocking women, that's an achievement in itself. And 365 days of it, wow, that's brilliant. Anyways, I still like Chris's tweet from the other day, the gender blended tweet. That was gold. I don't think anyone really appreciates some of the genius that comes out of Chris, but they really should. It's some of it's fantastic. Doug Cameron, retired old Liddell Power worker. This one, he was Liddell Power man through and through. He even got on the union for Liddell Power because he's fighting for them jobs, and now he wants to shut everything down. He wants to shut all those jobs down. Okay, so what's he saying? I concur with Paul Keating that the average Labor branch member would agree with his views. What would Doug know? Okay, Paul raises legitimate and important concerns that require answers. As a long-time member of the left, I come from a tradition of pursuing peace and diplomacy. Paul cannot be ignored. Yeah, Doug, whatever. Doug's the type of guy who works at Liddell, gets into the union, works his way up, becomes the union boss for Liddell, and then pulls the ladder up after him and tries to shut down the power plant and says that it's for their own good. That's the type of guy Doug is, from the left. Yeah, right on. Loser. Anyways, that's the start of Paul Keating. I got a sense that this is floating around. Hey, Michael, don't mind me. I'm just bookmarking Keating's character assessment of Albert and his team. Unwise ministers, Wong and Miles. Yeah, well, Wong and Miles, I say enough about Penny Wong being, what's the point of her? She's not really impressive. There's just no point of Penny Wong. Miles is even worse, really. If I was a Labour woman, I too would be annoyed that people like Miles get promoted before me, It's got nothing to do with his sex, though. It's got nothing to do with him being a man. It's just that they're just incompetent. That's just all around. You don't replace incompetent with incompetence just for the sake of gender. Well, apparently you do. Apparently that's a winning strategy here. Okay, so here's Albo. Who's he visiting here? Australia's investing in our defense capability and we're investing in our relationships. Yeah, do you know how they're investing in the relationships? They're sending Penny Wong out into the Pacific to teach them about LGBT respect. Sure. Great one, Albo. Great one. I'm sure they're going to love that. And Fiji, come on. They can see it. I can see a shakedown when it's happening, and you know they can see a sucker when they can see a sucker coming from a mile away. Okay, Amy Reminiscus. Oh, we're back. My favorite. Okay, this statement from Paul Keating, 8 or so pages, is quite something, is it? I don't think so. Paul Keating. Why do they give Paul Keating so much reverence? Like, what's it with Paul Keating? His time's over. Like, it was over a long time ago. Any other insight he has, you know, it's probably not of any importance to anyone. Apparently, there's some people out there. Okay, so what does he say? Paul Keating. Oh, so Amy, once again, to see how this how the centipede roll. Amy is quote tweeting Paul Karp again. We know Paul Karp. Anyways, so the worst international decision. Yeah, of course. Okay. Yeah, because he's not involved. You know, these. I think that's what happens. Is that these people who are in power, they reach some level. You know, especially in the Labour Party. It happens in the Liberals too. We've got our own collection of retired prime ministers, but I think they just lose. They just want attention, really. Yeah, you know, they lose all influence and they lose all power, so then they just get bitter and, you know, like, look at Turnbull. He's just a sad sack. John Hewson, like Kevin Rudd. You know, I think I've said it before, but the only one who's sort of managed to stay out of this has been Julia Gillard. And, you know, hats off to her. She did a great job. Like, not as Prime Minister, but afterwards, you know, she keeps her head low. She does her thing. She does her charity work and stuff like that. That's fine. But these men, like, what's wrong with them? Really? Anyways, let's continue on. Charles Haig. Is there any former PM that doesn't have some form of financial self-interest in the causes or issues they're most passionate about? No, I think that's half of it, Charles. I think that's how we end up with a lot of these ex-prime ministers, like, interfering and getting involved. I'm pretty sure they have a lot of interests in there, especially Malcolm. Really, come on. The only reason Malcolm's in there is to look after his own investments. But a lot of people think like there's some virtue in that. I don't get it. Like, can you not see this? Paul Keating, you know, he's got financial interests with China. All of them do. Like, they've all got some issue that they're going to push. John Hewson was probably the same. You know, it'd just be nice if people called them out on that a lot of the times. Anyone with a financial interest, even, you know, if you're going to be interviewing someone from in a party who's advocating, you know, they want to protect pokies or something like that, they want to block gambling reform. Well, are they taking money from that? We would ask them. The same with everything else. You know, is Paul Keating receiving any money from China? Is he influenced by that? Does Kevin Rudd sit on the board of an NGO that is basically the mouthpiece of China? Does he? You know, that would be interesting. That's worthy to know. You know. Anyways, let's go on. Leonardo Puglisi. Who the hell would want Carlton merchandise that bad? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too sure. Okay. Chris, again, yes, the Chinese government paid me this much. Exactly. How much did they pay? Oh, isn't there? This is the good one. I've been waiting for Chris. Where's Chris Bowen? Whenever Peter Dutton and the Liberal National MP talk about energy prices, remember that they voted for higher prices and absolute zero support for Australia. Chris Bowen, how many times did he say he's going to reduce power prices by $275? That was the promise. That's what he said his policy would do. His policy is in place. No, it's not happening. So now he's saying that without his policy, that would have gone up much higher. That's the savings. He's stuck here. He's stuck. You know, he's up shit creek, and there's no one offering him a paddle at all. His party yesterday decided to sign the deal for nuclear power. They decided that the future is nuclear power. It's not batteries and it's not fucking diesel generators. Sorry, Chris. Yeah, the world's moving on, and this loser is going to do so much damage before he's gone. It's going to be like, it's going to be the boats all over again, you know? Even when kids were washing up onto the rocks on Christmas Island, boats were smashing, he was out there thinking, oh, well, at least it's not as many as I thought. My policy's working. It's the same dude, you know? Same dude. Once again, unimpressive. If I was a Labour woman, I'd be pissed off too, you know? I'd be pissed off that this guy could get promoted above me. Very, very terrible. Very unimpressive. Anyways, let's go on. The homophobia is real. NRL rules out pride rounds. Yeah, why do we have pride rounds in rugby league? I don't get it. Even, you know, even women, the women in league rounds. Why do we have these rounds? The Indigenous round. Why? Do you do it? Can we just go back to something, you know, just something normal that everyone would appreciate? You know, like sausage roll round, or hot dogs in sport round, or you know, just something everyone can get behind. None of these political statements, because you just end up getting a grievance group who get their round in, and then the whole round is spent dealing with the grievance that, you know, it's already everywhere. Can we just go to sport? Anyways, cause here is the study. Deaths pre-vaccine in Sweden. Poor education, lower incomes, and wait for it. People from Middle Eastern and African backgrounds, 3 times the death rate. Middle-class Swedes who work from home were just fine being served by exposed migrants. Oh, it's always racism, isn't it? In Sweden, you know, those poor Swedes. This is exactly what happens. You know, generally, you know, they will say multiculturalism is great and diversity is great. All it ends up doing is you import problems, and then you have people like Koss who will cover for the problems and the lack of integration and the lack of ability to conform to societal standards. So they use that as an excuse, as a crutch, basically, to keep these people in a constant state of grievance, and you know, that they'll never progress much with that mindset. It's just toxic. It's just this toxic mindset. It's like, yes, cool. You have joined a new society now. Let's see if we can integrate, and let's see, these are the things we do, these are the things we don't do. This is what will help you. In Sweden, they didn't do that. They kept them isolated, and then you have people like Koss who will perpetuate, you know, the victim narrative for them to stay that, so that they won't change or integrate. But Koss isn't that smart. As I said yesterday, basic unit. You know, it's coming off the production line, no frills. It's just a basic unit. There's going to be no thinking outside of that. It's just waits for the daily upload, and then, you know, that's its thing. Anyways. Oh my God. Okay. No. What else is there? Will Kingston, Antic Kissen, Dean. Just some of the big guests coming your way to the Australian pod. Okay, cool. Nice. Remember before American junk food arrived in Adelaide, hamburgers in those days were generally made at a cafe or fish and chip shop, and one with the lot consisted of real mincemeat patty, fried onion, tomato, beetroot, bacon. Okay. Yeah, it looks good. Belinda Pine. I don't know. Is that how you spell Belinda? Is that her real name? Anyways. She's got no lips. Anyways, I would also like to bring this up with you, Scott Morrison, in our interview. 2 people who were sacked by Turnbull for rorting, yet you promoted them and were still happy to make anyone on welfare to pay money back on a legal system that you created. Okay. So she's, I don't know, what's her gripe? She's a dole bludger who got asked to pay someone the money back? Maybe. Yeah, and that's the problem, you know. Turnbull sacked them, and then Morrison rehires them, and the same thing happens. And I don't know if Belinda's too smart, but this happens in Labor too. You know, I just mentioned Chris Bowen. What's going on there? Chris Bowen got promoted through. Penny Wong, why is she being promoted through? She lost $109 billion as finance minister. How do you lose $109 billion? Gone. She got promoted, you know, foreign affairs now. This happens, Belinda. This happens. This is how terrible the political class in Australia is. You're only just focused on a one-track mind because, I don't know, that might get you clicks from fucking the losers out there, but it's across the board. This isn't a left and right issue. This is bipartisan fuckwittery. Okay, anyways. Rise Up movement, the heartbreaking images coming out of Kenya of children and families suffering from starvation due to the climate crisis. No, you know, they've always suffered. Africa's Africa. These things happen. This isn't anything new. Just because you got footage of it now doesn't mean it didn't happen previously. Yeah, I think Africa's got enough problems with communism without having to import more. I think they've suffered enough, don't you? Okay. Keating blasts Albo PM for his deal with the US and UK. Yeah, Keating's just really. There's going to be some soul searching in the Labor ranks today. Do we support Keating, and is he pro-nuclear? And am I pro-nuclear? And are they pro-nuclear? Where do I line up? There's a lot of bugs getting worked out through the NPC system today. Marine Faruqi, 4 years ago, March 15, racism killed 51 people in the racism didn't kill people. Jesus Christ. Christchurch shooter was a product of Australia and far-right extremism. He was an Australian. Oh my God. She just doesn't end. It's just like one. She has one track and that's it. It's all racism for her. So what did Mairead? As much as Twitter post is a low bar to clear, I feel like Marine Faruqi shouldn't be the only Australian politician to acknowledge the anniversary of the largest air massacre by an Australian national. Oh my God. Wow, I suppose Paul Keating would prefer the Liberals in charge. Is that soul searching? Yeah. You're going to have a lot of the little Labor NPCs. They don't know what to do. They're a little bit confused. So they're just going to rage. They're just going to rage at anything. The best thing that could happen for them right now is for I don't know, Peter Dutton to give an interview, or someone that they could rage at, because at the moment they're just spinning their tires and they don't know what to do. Yeah, Paul Keating, Melissa, heading to my GP, bro called, he won Manager of the Year, and then offering a huge opportunity for a job with better pay, though it means moving to Melbourne in June for him. I told him to do it. I'm so proud of him, honestly. Okay, cool, that's cool. Moving to Melbourne though, like, he's going to pay so much more. Even if he gets a pay rise, his cost of living is going to go through the roof. Jesus, like, that's, I don't know if that's worth it. A lot of these people I don't think they think that far. But good on him. Yeah, nice try. Okay, the character with your birth month will stay in your room for the next 3 days. Okay, December. Ooh, okay, cool.
In countries, when you were in office, what makes you so sure China isn't a military threat to Australia?
Because I've got a brain, principally, and I can think.
Oh, fuck me. Jesus Christ. Why are you going to Keating? Why is anyone offering him, like, why, people? Anyways, it's fun because, we can watch the left fuck themselves over trying to defend Keating or trying to attack Keating, and then, that's fun. We just got to sit back and enjoy this, I guess. Steve. Hey, Steve, how are you? Welcome to Wednesdays. Oh, wow, the Uyghurs aren't real. That's because Uyghur is a US-sponsored narrative. There is little to answer to. Yeah, they just use slaves. They use slave labor. A lot of your solar panels that you're importing are coming from Uyghur slave labor camps. They're concentration camps. That's a known fact. It's a known fact. A violent male rapist goes into prison as Barry and comes out as Bev. Then what? Should 52-year-old Beverly, former Barry, be allowed to share a public bathroom with 12-year-old Tammy? Let's say he represents one. Yeah. No. Just keep men separate. Enough. No more emotional blackmail. It's just basic. It's just basic facts. Enough of this trans lobby, like, pushing to get, like, men into women's spaces. It's creepy. And enough. If you want a gender neutral bathroom, there's the handicap toilet there. It's always there. It's basically everywhere. We've already got that in place. There's handicap toilets everywhere. Use that, Anyways, let's go on. John Blaxland, always a good voice to listen to on foreign affairs, especially defense. My consultation across the region in recent weeks, discussions with officials and researchers across Indonesia, India, Japan, Fiji, suggest that a sophisticated awareness of Australia's implicit Indo-Pacific strategy is starting to emerge. Yeah, but I don't think Penny Wong going there to teach them about LGBT issues is really going to help. I don't think that's going to help. Anyways, Benny, fixing anything to the satisfaction of the Greens sounds like a dangerous outcome. That's true. You don't negotiate with the Greens. You just laugh at them. Just laugh them out. They're not there. They're not there to debate. They're not there to act rationally. They're not there for logical discussion. No. It's just randomness. But who's supporting them? Richard Dennis. Oh my God! Speaking of Labor people that are just terrible, it's the Australian Institute. It's just a joke. It's just a farce. Anyways, I got to continue. Sorry, I'm almost running out of time for today. But Andrew Phelan, welcome to the Adelaide Lefty Group. I think Love in Lovies. Did Biggles mention Deng's puppy diet, or who he feels uncomfortable with? The common talking Deng did not. Okay. Bob Carr. Bob Carr's another one. Why do we have Bob Carr, Paul Keating, Kevin Rudd? Why do we keep dragging these people out? Just let them go. Anyways, I'm almost out for the day. I'm still feeling a little bit bad. It's snowing today. It's really, really cold here, and it's snowing, and I got to get on with the day. Yeah, power prices keep going up. Yeah, Steve. And this isn't just for individuals. This isn't just for households. This mainly applies to businesses. And once business costs go up to a certain point where they can't continue to pass these on to people, people are going to lose their jobs. And then how do they pay the bill? Yeah, this is heading for a crunch, and I don't think Chris Bowen gives a fuck. You're all screwed. He doesn't care. He would rather watch kids smash up onto the rocks on Christmas Island than admit that he's got something wrong. This is that's the man you're dealing with, and then he's going to get a promotion for it. Doug Cameron, Keating ripping the Canberra press and new ones. A masterclass in treating right-wing journos with complete contempt and disdain. Yeah, great, Doug. Fight the good fight, Doug. Wow. The Canberra press, it's 90% of it's like left-wing fucking losers. And you're like, oh, Keating, like, fuck, man. These old boomers just, okay, Jameson for the day. He always pops up somewhere. Okay, I did not read that word correctly and was very confused momentarily. Are the Australian left going to accept that Keating has been bought and paid for by the CCP yet? They can't accept it. They can't accept it. It's the same with Kevin Rudd. They just can't. They can't. The only people that could possibly be influenced by money are their political opponents. That's it. It doesn't matter. If it's climate change, it doesn't matter. If it's the unions, no one else is interested. No one else can be swayed by financial interests. Than their political opponents, and no one else. It's just all climate scientists. They're all above board. They're not getting paid to do this. Yeah. Honestly, Florida has become a fascist state. I'm sure. Okay, I'm sure. What are they doing? Governor Ron DeSantis' administration is revoking the Hyatt Regency Miami school alcohol. The Hyatt Regency Miami's alcohol license for hosting a sexually explicit show. Yeah, you don't just stop strip shows for kids. Like, this is since when did this become a part of like acceptance? Like, we don't do it. Like, when do you take kids to a strip club? Like, why bring the strip club to the kids? And then you say, oh, it's just drag queens. Yeah, I don't care. It's an adult thing for adults. You don't do it. It's not hard. If you're going to lose your license, you're going to lose your license. Oh my God, Georgie Dent. You want to see dementia in action? Here you go. Georgie Dent, CEO of Women's Agenda. Sure, Georgie. Keeping women down to keep Georgie on top. That's the way it works. That's the way this business runs. Wow. Happy 2-year anniversary of not getting shot while protesting. What does that even mean? I don't get it. Oh shit. Oh my God. Anyways, here we go. Anastasia's on her last legs, I think. This woman's so corrupt. We just need just a pause on government just to get in there and just release all the documents. Let's see it all. Let's see what you were doing during COVID. Let's see. I want to see the health advice. Not complaining that the government is giving people some of their own money back, but if it's for electricity, the rooftop solar owners shouldn't get it. That's true. They shouldn't get it. No, there's other people struggling out there. What room are you in? Laurie J's. Good question for Keating, should someone get the chance. Who isn't a Ning Nong in his view? Exactly. You know, it's just Keating. Like, okay. Back to the New South Wales election. Yes, Chris Minns, too short, way too short. Parnell, Keating has given Labor something they've been envying for the Liberals for decades, a former PM in the vein of Malcolm Fraser and Turnbull, as well as a former also ran. Yeah, exactly. He's just the worst. Anyways, I think I'm going to leave. Oh, here we go. Chris. Con believes men who wear dresses are actually women. Wanker. Yeah, Con's a creep. You know, he's one of these real creepy men. Like, he's basically like the male feminist of the asylum industry. It's just creepy. It's like this fake compassion. And he runs like some asylum center, and he claims $400,000 in salary a year. And then it's just cringe. It's just cringe. Like, that's, once again, if I was that, what was that girl's name? Belinda girl, I'd be more worried about people like Con. Like, they're creeps. You know, this is, there's just something icky about that. You know, like these male feminists. It's why we can spot predators. Men have like thousands of years of experience in, like, you know, being able to spot a predator, and we have natural instinct. We can see them. Yeah. Anyways, there's just creeps. I think I'm almost through here. I'm about to attend Tipping the Scale. Let's see. I'm about to attend Tipping the Scale event in New York City. As part of my leadership, I will be sharing about leadership and girls' education as a solution to the climate crisis. That's not a solution to the climate crisis. She's just there promoting more fucking communism. How is that? Anyways, what have we got here? I think this Violent Coco's prison sentence has been overturned. Violent has been vindicated. She was wrongly prosecuted by the police and the state. They presented false facts. Violent was sent to prison. But make no mistake, the New South Wales government has damaged our democracy and our right to protest. Did she stick herself to something? She want a pat on the back for gluing herself to a wall? Anthony Dillon, great. He's out at Alice Springs doing the good work. Anthony. Keep it up. Wendy Bacon. Here we go. Here's the boomer hot takes. Let's have a look. If the public had known the price for AUKUS subs was $368 billion, there would have been a massive public debate. But of course, that's why we weren't told a figure, a historical betrayal. What do you think the climate policies are, Wendy? You know, you've been trying to shut down debate forever. We can't debate this openly. You know, you don't want to have a debate. You want to carry on like it's 2008 all over again. Oh, debate's over. The science is settled. The science isn't settled, but let's put that aside. Let's accept that. But let's look at the policies now. Can we discuss the policies that you want? Let's accept the premise of the scientific literature, and okay, now let's apply that to policy. Can we do? It's gone beyond. I'd say it's well beyond $368 billion at this point. No debate. If people knew it was $368 billion, obviously we would have a debate, but so far we're not. Anyways, I think I'm going to call it there for the day. I'm a little bit low today. I'm a little bit down. I've got this cold still hanging around and terrible weather, but I might go out for a run anyways. I've got to do it. People. Anyways, have a great time. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Enjoy. Peace.